Hello, my beautiful ladies and gentlemen. How are you feeling? It is cold in South Africa. I just had to take off my beautiful look. I call it a jersey or cardigan. I think we were in America, and there's Dr. Stan as well. So my guest is all here. I'm truly excited, and today our beautiful title for the show is Radiant Revelations. So, may I ask you, how many of you had some joy in your day today? I know some of you are still in the morning, some of you are in the afternoon, and I am in the evening. Did you have joy in your day? If you look at the whole week, how many times did you have brought joy into your life? Joy is the golden thread that connect our hearts, our whole body, everything, and gives us sparkles of delight. How many times have you had joy in your day, in your week? And I know if you ask a child, they will tell you plenty, plenty, plenty. But as an adult, my beautiful ones, it's a choice to bring joy in your life. And you can have pockets of happiness and joy every day. I always say, just wiggle your bum and have a dance. Or when I'm on stage, I will say, I never go on stage with my shoes, always without shoes. And I want to tell people, you can have joy and fun every day. It's as easy as take off your shoes and have a dance. And for those people that say they cannot dance, there's nothing wrong with some movement. So my guest is here. We've got a guest from the USA. We've got a guest from Malta, and we've got a guest from the UK, and I am here in South Africa. So before I will bring them in, I want to play a video of my sponsor, Jose Escobar, and I want to say thank you so much for sponsoring this show. Here we go.
Is Jose Escobar. I live in Washington, D.C. area. I'm a family man. I'm an entrepreneur, coach, author, and speaker. I have communities. I support people. I'm a servant leader, and the list goes on. And I'm primarily the CEO of the Connected Leaders Academy. That's my bread and butter. That's my core offer, right? That's where I put most of my time and energy. And the Connected Leaders Academy is a growing community. It's a tribe of some of the highest level entrepreneurs from all over the world. We're now over 350 plus members, 42 states across the US, and 17 international countries. If you're an entrepreneur out there that's looking to grow personally and professionally, scale your influence, develop your skill sets, move the needle in your business, more money, more clients, right? This is the community for you.
Hello, my beautiful guest. I am so happy. I quickly had to take Dr. Stan off because there was nothing. But Dr. Stan is back. So let me just bring you in. Hello,
There he is.
Dr. Stan. You gave me a fraud. You were there and then you were gone, and I had to quickly take you off. But now you're here. So, my beautiful guest, I cannot wait to introduce you. So if I can start with Ken. Ken, please can you introduce yourself, and can you tell us what joy means for you? Thank you.
Oh, wow. What a great question. Hi, my name's Ken Attard. I am based in Malta. I am a mindset consultant. I help frustrated entrepreneurs to adapt and shift their mindset. I use what I call a proprietary ARC method so that they can master focus, sustain consistency, and move towards what I like to call true freedom. And that's where the joy truly is, while at the same time bringing soul back into business. Based on the island of Malta. I'm originally from Canada, yet I've been here in Malta for the last 45 years. And if I were to say to you what joy is, I truly believe that joy is actually our natural state. And somehow many have really just put up veils to cover that natural state. Yet when we discover how to actually, remove those veils, we move back into that natural state of joy, peace, happiness, and all of those wonderful things.
Wow, Ken, I have to put on my glasses. You gave me goosebumps at the back, and I can do this. It is our
Amazing.
natural, it's our natural state. That's amazing. And that's how children are so easy to have joy in their life every day. Thank you, my beautiful Ken. You are amazing. My beautiful
My pleasure.
Luna, if you can introduce yourself and tell us where you're from, and also please tell us what joy means for you.
Yes, hello. I'm Luna Starfeather. I'm tuning in from the UK, and I am a manifestation mentor, a quantum healer, and a soul activator. And I help people identify and clear the energetic blockages that are hindering them from moving into complete alignment with their full potential self so that they can manifest their dream life, which is what we all came here to do, right? So for me, I completely agree with Ken, actually. I couldn't have put it more beautifully myself. For me, joy along with love is the life force that flows through the veins of humanity. It is our natural homeostasis. And like you said at the beginning, you only have to look at a baby or a child to see that it is the natural way to be. In fact, I used to teach laughter yoga, and one of the principles of laughter yoga is to cultivate that childlike wonderment, because if you look at a child, they don't laugh because they have, sort of an intellectual perception of what's humorous. They laugh as a natural joy response. So I love what Ken said there. I completely agree.
Goosebumps, goosebumps, and laughter and joy.
That was easy.
That was easy. My grandchildren just phoned in now. I just had to quickly stop the call from YouTube. From WhatsApp. Thank you, my beautiful Luna. I love it. So, my beautiful Dr. Stan, I cannot wait for them, for my two guests, Ken and Luna, to hear you, because you were on the show quite a few times. Every time there's joy and fun, you will be on the show. I promise you. You are that. But my viewers that never have met Dr. Stan, I need to have a drum roll, but my drum is full of books. But I'm going to quickly do this. Dr. Stan, may you please introduce yourself? And you are from Dallas. I almost saw you, but I could not see you. And please tell us what joy means for you.
Well, hey, again, thank you for having me. Got a little bit of the flu, but we're going to knock this out. But Dr. Stan Harris, they call me Dr. Breakthrough, and I always give a disclaimer. I can't provide the breakthrough. I just prescribe the breakthrough. But when people follow the breakthrough prescription, God Almighty provides it. And the breakthrough is exploding through barriers that at one time seemed insurmountable. Like a lot of the people that hear me, I help them to have what I call bumblebee breakthroughs. So what's a bumblebee breakthrough? That's a good question. I'm glad you asked. Aerodynamically, it's impossible for the bumblebee to fly. Its wings are too small in proportion to its body. But because the bumblebee doesn't believe that, he flies anyway. And so in spite of all of what they said you can't do or couldn't be or whatever you thought, my friend, no, you're just going to break through all that, all those limiting beliefs. And so what I do is I've dedicated my life. I aspire to inspire breakthroughs even after I've expired. And so I ignite and reignite a passion of people for life, for love, for the Lord, and for business. And to me, joy, I like using acronyms. Joy to me stands for Jesus first, others second, and yourself last. And that's how you have true joy. Nehemiah 8:10, the joy of the Lord is your strength. So when I know that I make God happy, I now have the true joy, everlasting joy, peace that passeth all understanding. So,
Wow, I love it. I love it. And my beautiful Dr. Stan, I can hear the voice. I just want to say thank you still for coming through with that and just inspire. And I tell you, your words is rhyming and yeah, it's amazing. You are amazing. So let me go back to Ken. Ken, do you have a tip or three that you can bestow on the viewers out there and also the Diamond Beauties and the Tanzanite Heroes, my two amazing groups? The Diamond Beauties is our women group. We are all over 800 ladies in the group now, and for the Tanzanite Heroes we are 80 gentlemen, and we are in 50 countries. It's like unbelievable, 50 countries all around the world. Do you have a tip or three for them to help them to gain their joy back into their life?
Well, absolutely. To gain the joy back in their life, it takes me back to stories and what stories people are actually telling themselves. One of the easiest way that I would have to say is this, and I'll use the word that Dr. Stan used. What I prescribe to people is take some moments first thing in the morning to really tap into appreciation and recognize what you can appreciate. I think it's taken for granted so often that people just wake up, and the minute they wake up, they move into their life, if you want. Well, let's use the word life immediately, whether that's taking care of their family, whether that's going to their work, whatever it is. They move so quickly into that because if you allow it to be, life can be very, very quick, and we forget to actually take time to take a moment and actually appreciate. And when I say appreciate, the only reason I'm asking you to do this, and I think it's such a simple thing, yet so many forget it. When you appreciate, it can be something as small as the pillow you slept on last night, which is actually a big thing because some people may not have that luxury. It could be as simple as the fact that you have a roof over your head. It could be the fact that you maybe have family surrounding you. It could be that you got a really great night's sleep, that you're living in a peaceful environment. There are so many things that you can actually tap into and be appreciative of. And as you do that, and this is the reason I highly suggest that someone does this and starts their day like this, because the minute you do that, you're actually setting the tone for the day. You're actually setting the tone for the day so that if you are emanating appreciation from you, well, you're telling the divine, you're telling God, you're telling your source, hey, listen, I'm appreciating. And automatically, you're going to begin to, things are going to appear in your life. People are going to appear in your life. Situations, circumstances are going to appear in your life that are going to be totally aligned with that appreciation. So you're going to have more to appreciate. So if there was one huge tip that I would give everybody, is take a few moments in the morning before you get going, even before you actually get out of bed. You're just in that waking state. If you could take 5 minutes and say, okay, what can I appreciate right now? That would be a really, really solid tip for me.
Wow, I love it. I love it. I love it when I woke up the next day and I will stretch because I have noticed all animals stretch before they start to move. I actually saw it when I was 16 on a camp, and it was very cold because we could not get our place covered and we had to go and sleep where I went and sleep where the dog was sleeping, because I think if the dog knew that that was a little bit warmer place, then I'm gonna sleep next to the dog. So he was stretching out, and I was so stiff that morning I could not almost walk. And I remember I start to stretch, and I feel much better. So since then I am stretching, and then I will say, thank you, my beautiful Lord, for another day to love and to be loved. So I love it. And also do your gratitude or appreciation, like you said, Ken. That was so easy, and everybody can do it. Where's my button? Yeah, I can.
That was easy.
Thank you, my beautiful Ken. And you, my beautiful Luna. Luna, I'm so sorry, Luna. If you can give us a tip or two, please.
Well, Ken actually beat me to the punch. My first one was going to be gratitude, because that's the first thing I do when I wake up every morning. Before I do anything, is I'll do like an opening gratitude prayer, and I list out the things that I'm grateful for, because that immediately, while you're still in the theta state, which you are in when you're waking up, as Ken so wisely said, immediately changes your frequency. It immediately raises your frequency and puts you in that frequency to start that momentum for the day. So that's absolutely the number one thing I was going to say. So thank you, Ken. The second thing I was going to say would be acts of kindness. For me, if you extend acts of kindness, do something kind, do something caring, do something loving for somebody else, stranger on the street, you know, the heart chakra is a two-way channel for giving and receiving. And when we put out that love, we're all connected, we're all one. And when we put that love and that compassion and that kindness out, we receive it right back, and it fills us up. And that also raises our gratitude. It also raises our frequency. So for the people that are out there thinking, you know, what have I got to, I haven't got anything to be grateful for right now. Just take a look around you and you'll see, however bad you're feeling, there's always going to be someone that may need a little bit of what you've got, and that in turn will help you. And the last thing I was going to say was fake it till you make it. So for you, Sanet, you know, you always talk about dancing, and that is a really, really great way of culminating a genuine state of joy. Let your body guide you. If you tell your body to be joyful, even if you're not feeling good, put on some music, start moving your body. The brain cannot tell the difference between imagining something and it really, really happening. And again, that's the principles of laughter yoga. If you fake laughter, if you just start laughing, eventually it will turn into real laughter, especially if you're doing it with someone else, because there's something called mirror neurons in the brain that cause you to share in another's experience. And that will lead to real laughter. And all of these things cultivate real joy. So those would be my initial tips.
Wow, I love it. And can you tell the viewers out there what is your forever song of George Harris that we actually have danced to? But it was the first time I heard this beautiful song.
Yeah, My Sweet Lord by George Harrison. It just it just does things to me. And it reminds me very much of my late father. And I put it on and I just cry, but with joy. It's just so
Wow.
beautiful.
I will never forget. And then we both was, I normally stand when I'm dancing, and you stand and you just let your body flow. Oh, that whole dance was like amazing. You, my beautiful Luna, are amazing. Thank you. So, my beautiful Dr. Stan, you've got a few tips for us, my beautiful one?
Well, yes, ma'am. First of all, gratitude comes from two words, great and attitude. Make gratitude. So if you want to create a great attitude, it's gratitude. And so when I first wake up, I thank God. I keep track of my days. And I got a brother who's going through a rough time. And I said, if you just practice this one little thing, it'll change your whole dynamics. He started practicing it, and he's getting breakthroughs already. So for instance, I woke up this morning and, although I have the flu or whatever else, I was like, Lord, thank you that this is my 23,193rd day on your wake up list. Now, I understand there's about 150,000 people who don't make it. And so I happen to be one of them. Now, my mom, my beautiful, incredible, loving, kind, gracious mother only had 18,065 days on this earth. And then I understand, of course, I almost died with COVID a couple of years ago. So I started then counting my breaths. I found out the average person has about 20,000 breaths per day. And so I not only thank God for the day, this is 23,193 days, but also this morning I said, Lord, thank you that this is my 463,520,000 approximate free breaths The government hasn't figured out how to tax me on that yet. every breath is a gift from my Father above, and so that just helps put me in the right frame of mind. And then I'm always aware, I'm always cognizant of two things. One, to stop giving your power to other people. Like people say, well, he made me mad. No, nobody can make you mad. They could create a situation that you give in, but ultimately, God made each and every one of us with free choice, the power of a free will. And Adam, the first man, actually used that power to choose against God. So if God couldn't even make Adam do anything, how do you think I'm going to let you make me do something? So I had to be aware of it. No. You can make it easier for me to give in, but no, if it ultimately the power rests with me. So I decide whether I do something or not. And so I maintain that power. So I don't give my power. I used to give my power away. Oh, he makes me sick. Oh, he makes me. No, he can't make me anything. I do what I do on purpose and by design. So I keep my own power. I don't give it away. And then, our sister Luna, she said it a little different the way I say it, but if you don't mind, let me just say it the way I say it. And I say, faith it until you make it. Faith it until you make it. And so my acronym, I have two acronyms for faith. Faith, F-A-I-T-H, fully anticipating it to happen. So in other words, I get joy out of determining I want this outcome, and I see it in my mind. I practice it. As a matter of fact, in my book, Your Breakthrough is Guaranteed, 7 Simple Steps to Your Success, I talk about how if you visualize vividly and verbalize voraciously, you will one day actualize automatically. Because as she mentioned, the brain doesn't know the difference between that which is real and that which is vividly imagined. And literally, through your imagination, the power of speaking, because we are literally speaking spirits, you will activate the things happening in the atmosphere, because everything that's visible is created from the invisible substance. And so when I'm setting my intention on something, I'm functioning, I'm fully anticipating it to happen. So I have joy even before it happened, because in my mind it already happened. Matter of fact, when Walt Disney was building Disney World, he passed away before it was done. And so people were there and they said, man, isn't it a shame Walt didn't live long enough to see this? Well, Walt's brother-in-law was there. He said, no, you got it all wrong. Walt saw all this a long time before any of us saw it. Because again, everything is built 3 times. First, it's in the mind. Secondly, constructed on paper. And then thirdly, it's built so that everybody else can see what the creator already saw a long time ago. So faith it till you make it. In other words, fully anticipating it to happen. And then my other acronym for faith, I just came with this 2 weeks ago. I was like, man, this is good. And that is functioning as if things happened. As if things happened. Because when you function as if things happen, literally they happen.
Wow. Dr. Stan, you are on fire, Ken. What do you think about that? Acronyms of Dr. Stan.
I think they're pretty cool. I think they're amazing. I think they're really cool. I mean, spot on, without a doubt, as Luna was as well. It's the, and again, it's really, what's really interesting is that we all have different ways of explaining the same thing. It's and this and to me that is a clear indication that we're talking about something that is, dare I say, the truth. in the sense that I'll describe it as what they're talking about, the fake it till you make it, and then you have the faith, and then it's the emotional manifestation that actually happens first. This is what is so important and so vital to understand, because when you are thinking about what it is you want to happen, when you are actually creating that, most people are focused on the physical manifestation, yet the physical manifestation can't happen if the emotional manifestation isn't happening first. So if you're not faking it till you're making it, or if you don't have the faith in it, and that's trust. That's a huge amount of trust in yourself, in the divine, in the timing of everything, and creating that emotional. And what I love about it more than anything is that right now, in this very moment, even for that person who's going through, let's say, what appears to be a difficult moment in their life, and I say appears on purpose, because it only appears to be difficult because they don't have the full picture of everything. They can't see everything that's being put into place so that what is actually happening here right now and appears to be bad is actually a really great thing as they move along in their life. So even for the person who is potentially, and it appears to be going through something really challenging right now, they could take a step back and they could, in their mind, actually create the joy in their mind right now of whatever outcome that they desire. Now, the cool thing is that the joy is being created right now. And as clearly has been already been said, the mind doesn't know the difference between what is actually happening right now and what is going to be happening in your future. It's happening right now. So you create that joy, you create that emotion. The cool thing about that is you're creating a really good feeling about it. Everything has to start to line up with that then. So things start to shift. That's why the gratitude we talked about. That's that. So I think it's absolutely amazing how we can all describe the same thing and speak about it in different way and use different language, if you'd like to say the same thing. And that's why, you know what? There's enough for everybody in the world, because some people will resonate more with Luna, some people will resonate more with Dr. Stan, some people will resonate with me. Now let's make it very clear. I'd like most people to resonate with me. No, I'm just joking.
And what
But
about
I think
me?
it's amazing.
You hear me, Ken? What about me?
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah. Well, it's a given with you, Senate. You're
yes.
hosting this. People are resonating with you without a doubt because you're the one
I,
hosting.
I know.
You're infectious and irresistible. So you already counted. By the way, just to give life to what he said, behind me you can see several trophies. So I retired many years ago as a heavyweight champion with Karate World Rating System. But before my title fights, I would visualize my opponent striking at me. I would visualize me blocking. I would visualize me hitting. I would visualize the judge calling my points, and literally hour after hour. Now we will work out physically, but I read a book, Psycho-Cybernetics, and the gentleman explained how the two basketball teams, one worked out physically and the other worked out in their mind, and the one that just worked out in their mind was just as good, if not better, than the ones that worked out physically, because the ones that worked out physically made mistakes and they were like frustrated over it, where in the mind it happened perfect every single time. And so it was like programming the brain to recreate that. And literally just every championship that I won, it's the exact way I saw it happening in my mind over and over and over again. I'm married to the most beautiful, loving, kind woman in the world. I call her my ABCD, my adorable brown caramel delight. And literally, I meditated and I also fasted, went without food, and fasted and prayed. And I would visualize, and literally, I tell people I not just met the woman of my dreams, but I woke up and it wasn't a nightmare. It's even better than what I dreamed. And so with me, it's not a bunch of hocus pocus stuff. This is what I've lived. This is what I do. I started a business recently, and I told somebody, I said, give me in the first 30 days, I'll make $20,000. They're like, what are you talking about? In the first 30 days, I'll make $20,000. I set my intention. I figured out some things I need to do. And not only did I do that, but I made $30,000 in my first 30 days. So people can laugh at it. People can say whatever and be, oh, he's quoting scripture. He's a religious guy. I'm not a religious guy. I got a relationship with a real living God. What you do is your business. But what changed my life is walking with a true God that loves me and changed my life, took me from being a nobody and helped me to become a somebody. And now I'm just committed to telling everybody he can do the same, if not more, for anybody if they want. And if not, it's all good.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, Dr. Stan. So, Luna, I'm going to come back to you. I just quickly want to add something with Dr. Stan. So, my beautiful Dr. Stan, I also visualized myself in a swing because I could not fit in a swing. My hips were
Come
too,
on
too
now.
big to fit in a swing. And that's every time I thought I'm going to eat something that I was not supposed to do, I will go and stand in front of the mirror. I will visualize myself hanging onto a swing, because that is when my grandson Zander, he's now 9, but he was 4 when I started with my journey. That he loved to swing, and I visualized myself, but I use all my senses, seeing how we swing, see the wind, and most of the swings are near the sea at New Zealand. They've got beautiful parks for the children. So I visualize myself, and then when I'm finished visualizing, I normally put on my forever song, Walking on Sunshine, and I was dancing, and that's how I knew I will be okay, and I will fit in a swing, and I am. Every time now, if there's not a lot of swings in South Africa, this is in a working condition, unfortunately, because the parks and that is not. It's not maintained. But when I were in America, if I see a swing and I could stop, I go and swing, and then just for a few seconds, and then off there, because the hips is fitting into the swing. I'm so excited. Thank you for that, my beautiful Dr. Stan, my
Well,
beautiful Luna.
can I just
Yes.
say, I wasn't going to say this, but for the last 3 days, I've been in the bed. I mean, I couldn't get up. And in my mind, I said, "No, Lord, I'm supposed to speak on Sunday. There is no way. I mean, I'm coughing, I'm blowing my nose every 3 seconds." And I was like, "Okay, no, I'm going to be up." And so I visualized it. Okay, but I'm going to be up and around. When you text me earlier and you said, "Are you coming?" I was still laying in the bed. And so, I mean, barely, I was like, okay, like I would have enough energy to my wife would try to get me to stand. I was like, man, this is crazy. So anyway, but I was like, Lord, I've got an obligation. I've got an opportunity to speak into somebody's life, to encourage somebody. And if I could break through this, right? And so again, goes back to what we're saying. I visualize it. I claimed it. And I faithed it till I make it. So if you see me sweating and wiping it, like I mean, I had to keep drinking, do all that. But it's you do what you got to do to make it happen. And so one of the things I tell people is, champions, we do things when we feel like it. We do things when we don't feel like it. And we just do things until we do feel like it. And that makes the difference, because there's some people they're great as long as everything's feeling great and everything's working just right. But you have to get into a mode where you're committed. And like, you know what? No, I'm sure sometimes, sis, you weren't feeling like having the show, but it's like, no, the show must go on, right? And literally when we do those times, that's when we really end up being more of a blessing to people than we realize, because now it's not even our strength, it's a power that's flowing through us. And to me, that's the power of God.
You are amazing. I'm truly thankful that you are here, my beautiful Dr. Stan. Luna, I wanted to ask you, what do you think about Dr. Stan's acronyms? And then please, can you tell us, what are you and your family doing to bring joy in your life as a family?
Well, so to answer part one of your question, I love the acronyms. I absolutely love that because everything that Dr. Stan and Ken are talking about here is the foundation of what I teach. I teach quantum manifestation. And, what these lovely gentlemen are talking about is thought manifestation, and how, as Tony Robbins put it, where thought goes, energy flows. And we actually think our 3D reality into being, because our 3D reality is just a projection of our consciousness, right? So when we work at the quantum level, which is where I like to work, you're working at the thought energy blueprint level, because we're all divine architects. So what's great is we all have like a manifestation blueprint, which all comes from our thoughts, and that can be reset anytime. So we can change our reality. And actually knowing that brings me joy, because that gives me a sense of empowerment. And like Dr. Stan was talking about before, about giving your power away, I like to help bring the power back to people, to remind them that they have that power. You have the power to affect your life. You have the power to change your life, to create whatever life you choose. And we have to use the power of our mind, which is essentially a computer. It's an energetic generator that's constantly thinking out all these thoughts all the time that are basically electromagnetic operational instructions, giving commands out into the universe, creating either consciously or unconsciously. So we're either creating on purpose or we're creating by default. So if we can think like deliberate, intentional, ordered thoughts, we can manifest on purpose. So what I love about Dr. Stan's language is I feel like me, I like to bridge the two worlds of like science and spirituality, because I have one foot in each world anyway. I come from a science background, but I'm also deeply spiritual. And a lot of people think that science and spirituality are mutually exclusive, and they're not. It's all the same stuff. It's just different terminology. It's different language, but it's really all the same thing. We can just, we can angle it differently. But I love to bring the two together. To answer part 2 of your question, if I remember it correctly, what are me and my family doing to bring joy? Well, for me, joy has become my North Star, to put it to put it bluntly, because my story, Sanet, but for the benefit of people who don't, I spent the best part of the last decade bedbound with 2 incurable diseases, according to science. And as soon as I was given that information and I was told what my life was going to look like as a result, something deep within my soul just told me, no, that's not the truth. That's not the truth. You can create whatever life you want. You can find a cure. You can heal yourself from anything. You have the power. And I just knew that was my truth. And so I walked that path with that relentless knowing and the attitude, the attitude of gratitude. And I did. And I found my cure. I'm disease free. I have my life back. Well, I have my life forward, I should say, not back. And I am now living my dream life. And so for me, when something appears to be taken away from you, it never really is. And I think one of the gentlemen very wisely said this earlier, that there's always a higher, I think it was Ken, who said there's always a higher perspective when you hit upon adversity. Always know that deep down, it's happening for your highest good. If you choose to find that golden nugget of wisdom. And I just knew immediately that nothing was being taken away from me. I wasn't being punished. I wasn't a victim, that this was happening for a reason, that this was my mission. And so there were moments, as a human being that was in a lot of physical pain, that I did experience a lack of joy. But as a result of that, I now have such an appreciation for the joy, for my freedom. And I have such a thirst and a hunger for joy that now my mission is to just follow the joy. I'm just literally following my bliss wherever there's the joy. And I make sure I laugh every day, because that is my life force essence, is laughter. That's my mojo. I've had it ever since I was a baby. I was always laughing. And that's how I reconnect to my joy, is I make sure I laugh every day. I always find the humor in everything, because you can always find the humor in anything. And if we don't, life gets way too serious. So for me, I choose to find the humor. I think that's my little secret sauce.
I love it. So I actually, God just have told me, well, I got this message. I need to play Soul of a Diamond. So my beautiful ones, I actually have a Soul of a Diamond TV show where I bring beautiful ladies, the one lady to tell their story, and then that story is in part of the magazine, and then now we are busy with the book compilation, but somebody have composed a song for me. So Luna and Dr. Stan and Ken, I'm going to play you a snippet. This is my copyright. I wrote the words. He composed and he sing it. Rick Darfur. He's also a Tanzanite hero. I'm going to play a snippet to you to say you are all amazing. When I asked God, Dr. Stan, you were in, but my lady guest, two guests said I could not make it. I asked who will be the right person or persons for this show. I got Luna and Ken in my vicinity, and I knew, and Portia, unfortunately, Portia could not make it. And I knew this is going to be an amazing show. And you are all like, oh, amazing. So please give me just a few seconds, then we will continue with the show. Here I go.
In the diamond moment, in the diamond moments of love and light.
Oh, it's starting
Together
from
we
not the
rise.
beginning. Just give me 1 second. I needed you to hear the beginning. There you are. This is for you, my guest.
Moments of moving from there to here, between the stars and the moonlight's glare, capturing a glimpse of the light so rare, brightly shining, our hearts declare.
So what you bestowed on me and the viewers out there is your glimpse of magnificence. So thank you so much, my beautiful guests. So I'm going to start with Ken and Luna and then Dr. Stan. If you can give me, Ken, who you are serving and maybe just spend 2 minutes to say who you are serving or how are you making the world a better place. And I have also put your LinkedIn address in there, but in all the show notes and everywhere I've posted, all your details is in there. But you can give them just one connection point to connect to you. So Ken, if I can start with you.
Wow. So how am I serving others? And I think I think we're all connected in the same way here, that we are serving others without a doubt. And the amazing thing about when we're serving others, is in actual fact, by serving others, we're actually serving ourselves. That's the you could talk about giving your time to someone and giving to charity. And the fact of the matter is, when you do that, you're actually serving yourself. You're the one who feels really good about it. So call it selfish if you'd like to, but by serving others, you're actually serving yourself. And so the way I'm serving others, like I said, I work mostly with entrepreneurs and helping them to shift their mindset. But something that is dear to my heart now more than ever, and this is quite recent, like it was there, but I'm bringing it to the forefront more than ever. I'm all about bringing soul back into business, so that we're doing things from the heart, that we're genuinely, and when we start to understand that, it makes a whole difference and how we approach business. So when I say bringing soul back to the business, it really is about really starting to understand who you truly are. Because before you can identify and understand who you truly are, it's going to be very challenging for you to be able to work with other people and understand who they are. So as we start to understand who we are, and what the way I like to describe it is that we start to tap into what I like to call the umami self. Now, there's been many different names, source energy, the quantum field, the field. I like to call it the umami self. And where did I get that from? In the food world, umami is when you eat something that is it just tastes so good, it's indescribable. In fact, the definition of umami is the essence of deliciousness.
Wow.
So the umami self is the essence of deliciousness of who you truly are, not who you think you are, but who you truly are. And when you begin to tap into that, and this is what I love to see in entrepreneurs, when they begin to tap in that, everything begins to change on a very simple, way. To the way I like to observe the world and change the world, if you like to say, is I simply like to be present in every single moment as much as possible. And what do I mean by that? If I'm on this call right now here, my purpose in life is to be present with each and every one of you. When I move on from here and I move on to the next task or whatever it is, I'm perfectly present there. So whether that's having a conversation with my daughter or a conversation with the person, the cashier at the supermarket, I'm fully present there. And by doing that, I'm just being on purpose, and my purpose begins to come to the forefront, and the bigger scope of everything, then it starts to come together. If I can move away from a conversation or a situation, leaving that person feeling better than when we started, I believe I've accomplished a lot. How could people get in touch with me? One great way, and they will actually see that there's a gift there. If they go to growth for the number 4 entrepreneurs.com, they can get to know me a little more there. And there's also a gift waiting for them, which is a really short online free program if they'd like, which is called the Mindset Choice, the choice that changes everything.
Wow, I love it. And what is your forever song?
My forever
Mr.
song is Mr. Blue Sky by Electric Light Orchestra. Whenever I hear that, I love it. Like, it just reminds me of a blue sky, a great time, and it's an anchor for me because it takes me back to my teenage years as well, and it just puts me in a great mood.
Wow, I love it. Thank you, my beautiful queen. And that's for me and you are connecting like this because everything I do with heart as well. My beautiful Luna, can you, but just 2 minutes, please tell us how are you serving the world and also where can people connect to you? Maybe one connection, please.
ELO, sorry, I'm an 80s baby, so that just made me really happy. So I basically help the helpers. So I work mainly with leaders and experts, helping them to upgrade to their next level of being so that they can better serve others, so that they're fully in alignment with their divine mission, with their soul purpose, and with themselves, so that they can be of better service to those that they're serving. So the best way to find me is either through social media, Luna Starfeather, or my website, lunastarfeather.com. There may be a slight delay for a couple of days because I'm currently switching my website over from one platform to another, but it'll be back online momentarily. Bear with. But like Ken, I have a lovely free gift. When you sign up to my website, I offer a free theta level 20-minute quantum heart clearing session that will just give you a flavor of how quantum healing works. And that's just my gift from my heart to yours.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, my beautiful Luna. So, Dr. Stan, I'm going to shake it because I don't want you to shake because you are just being there for us. But that's your forever song, Unshakable. And please, can you tell people how are you serving the world?
Well, thank you. I serve the world by educating, empowering, and elevating people to break through the barriers that try to hinder their success. And I do that by empowering them to break to a better version or a best version, if not at least a better version of themselves. And so I just love empowering people, like I said, to break through the barriers. I was simply a mess that became a master. And now I teach people every master was once a mess. Therefore, every mess can one day be a master. And when a mess becomes a master, you now have a message so that if you market to the masses, you can make millions. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. It's the end of May, but I got to give my acronym for May real quick. MAY, manifesting abundant yeses. That's what I claimed in my business for this month. Manifesting abundant yeses. And my acronym for yes, YES, you expect success. So those of us who say yes, it's because we expect success. Yes, YES, you expedite success. YES, you embody success. And so anyway, yeah, they can contact me. I want to give them an assignment. I've got a telephone number I want them to dial if they're in the US. If not, they can try it through WhatsApp. And I want them to listen to my voicemail. I have people that call from all over the world just to hear it. They're like, man, this is, I had one person, they called and I answered the phone. They're like, no, hang up. I'm going to call back and please don't answer. We just want to hear your voice message. So here's your assignment if you'll take it. Just dial the number 717 area code 275 3508. That's going to go straight to voicemail, but 717-275-3508. That's not my 24/7 breakthrough hotline. And the best way to contact me is text me through that 717-275-3508, or you can check me out on social media. God bless you. Thank you for having us. And Ken, it was a joy serving with you and Luna, and of course, Sister Sanet. You just above amazing. You like incredible, and you always are talking so kindly about other people. And here's what I got to say to you: the reason you can spot it is because you got it. Come on.
Oh wow, I love it. But before we have a dance together, thank you, my Dr. Stan. Can you tell me the acronym for June, because the 20th of June is my birthday?
Oh, okay. June. Help me out. Let me see here. June. I know I had one. let me double check. You know what? I'll send it to you. How's that?
Oh, that's perfect. That is perfect. So I just want to say, my beautiful Ken, my beautiful Luna, and Dr. Stan, thank you for being amazing guests. And I know Ken and Luna, you came, you were just the other day, I asked if you can come and be our guest. So I definitely would love you. You are coming normally later this year, but there is more people that didn't say yes to June, so maybe I will bring you earlier. So I just want to say thank you so much for being here, my beautiful diamond beauties and Tanzanite heroes. Thank you for posting and encourage each other to keep on going. I loved it in the two groups. And then for my beautiful viewers out there on E360, you are welcome to follow my beautiful guest. You are also welcome to connect with me, or if you want to join my Diamond Beauties Forever Women's Group, or my male group is Tanzanite Heroes, you are also welcome to do that on Facebook. I want to say to you all, smile often. And keep on dancing. Keep on dancing. Dr. Stan, I'm going to give you 1 second. Just keep on dancing. But I'm going to ask my guests first if they would love to dance with me. But Dr. Stan has maybe the June acronym. Oh, do you have it? Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
So June for you is just unleash negative entanglements for June. Just
I love
unleash
it.
negative entanglements. And my second one is joyously undertaking nurturing empowerment.
I love
Joyously
it.
undertaking nurturing empowerment. I'll send those to you.
Thank you. I love it.
Or
Thank you, my
or
beautiful Dr.
or
Stan.
or jump up now in excitement.
There
So
you go.
my beautiful guest, will you have a dance with me?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
My beautiful viewers out there, will you have a dance with us? They said yes. They said yes. Let us go.
Walking on sunshine or dancing in the rain. Sprinkle me with fairy dust so I can fly away. Smiling at a moonbeam or squinting in the sun. Sprinkle me with fairy dust and cover me with love. From butterflies to eagles, oh, there's magic
Bye-bye,
in the
everyone.